Hey, crypto people, what's up? Let's take a look at the charts again. First things first, everybody should have fucking known that this was a Ponzi and destined to fail. Um, I it sucks when people lose money, but lose money according to your strategy. Don't lose money not doing your due diligence, looking into something like bitconnect or USI Tech or all these other stupid ass fucking like legit Ponzi schemes that anybody should be able to see. But you have YouTubers out there that will make videos saying that you were living the life, blah blah blah. Takes pictures of fancy cars and shows you like Crypto Nick, who basically made $1 million off of fucking all of his viewers. So don't fall for shit like that. Let's take a look at a little bit closer snapshot of the 7 day. Is you'll see this pattern a lot of times, and I can show you a lot of examples of forex. But they come down here, they have that spike up, quick reversal, give you a little three-wave structure, boom. Now it does look like it's gonna go back up, but I'm not touching this shit ever. I never did, and I never recommend anybody to ever take part in schemes like this. I wanted to also take a look at the market cap. So you can use this as like a strength index. And you see we have quite a bit of a dip here, but you gotta have, from here, it's all flat pretty much until it starts getting attention, right? Then it just starts to fucking take off like a freight train. And what you wanna see is in order to go up, you have to pull back. In order to go up, you have to pull back, pull back. Let's take a little bit closer of a view, maybe from the 1 month. So how I'm looking at this is you have an A, a B, and we're coming down for a C. So we didn't exactly break that 422 billion market cap. Where did we get down to? Pretty close, about what was it, 10 billion off. But we're starting to make quite a bit of a violent spike. Let's look at it a little bit lower. So yeah, so we have move up, pull back, flag, move up, coming to correct again. Eventually, this will have to make a bigger pullback. We'll see that throughout the altcoins and Bitcoin and Ethereum when we look at it. But it looks like this is going to start to reverse. Now let's go take a look at the rest. So start with Ethereum. Now Ethereum, look at that. So the previous forecast, the recap video I made, lie to kind of things where it's either going to come here. Let me change color. All right, so it's either going to make a 1, 2, 3-way structure, maybe stall out somewhere at this low, and then start to go back. Well, it did plan B, so it did make a deeper pullback. Came close to basically bouncing on the trend. Doesn't have to touch the trend. The trend lines are pretty much irrelevant. They just work well for alerts if you're trying to look for something certain like I am. And let's see. So it came down here. We're getting a little bit of a bounce. Let's look at a lower time frame. Now, let's see. So could this be a 1, 2, 3-wave structure here to continue to go up? If so, at that time, I would draw the trend line with this current trend like so. And then anytime it comes back to the trend line, you'd expect a bounce until eventually, you can see this in any chart, that eventually they'll break through that trend, make a deeper pullback before going again. So that's pretty much Ethereum. Upside is what kind of seems like it's going to happen. You start to get divergence here too, it looks like. Yeah, so first made a lower low, and we have a higher low on the oscillator. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. I do want to take a look at a little bit longer term trend on Bitcoin, basically right here at 2000. So this is comments from my TradingView post that I made on Facebook. But you'll look how similar this is, right? So you have a move down. You have an A, B, C. This is contracting flat. This one turned out to be a 3-wave in the middle, where the C wave didn't break the top of the A wave, so it's like a 3-wave triangle, which is fine. And then you have a larger ABC pattern within that fractal. And we'll move up. Could this be any better? So in the previous one I made, you have known that I was looking for this to continue to go back up before going down. It shouldn't happen, it's fine. Still made a three-wave pattern, and the confirmation that it won't continue back up basically is this little correction here. That's a perfect correction to continue down. So let's take a look how this one played out. Is the minimum I was looking for was to break this low, which it has, and it reversed pretty violently. The main difference between that pattern at 2,000 and this pattern at 20,000 is this one you have an ABC, basically an expanding flat for the B wave and the ABC and the three-wave flat structure. And I'm looking for this to go up, so let's look at a lower time frame. Same thing like Ethereum. Could this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I don't really count waves in 5 waves. I just look at the overall structure, but I could see this pulling back some more and then going. So if we get this flag, fraction, whatever, consolidation, pullback, that looks like a perfect upside trade. Litecoin, pretty similar. This one I think is a little more messy. Yeah, so I mean it's a little bit more messy, but still, I mean, basically it's a corrective pattern. Eventually, it's still going to go back up. And now for Litecoin, same thing. Try and look for a pullback like that, and then I could see it start to trend again. Eventually, they'll need to make bigger pullbacks, but this could be years away from now. So who knows? And that's kind of not what I like to do. I like to forecast medium to short to medium term, which some traders could be a couple days. To me, short term would be a couple weeks. Medium term would be a couple months. So let's take a look at Power Ledger. This one is probably my main pick for crypto for a long-term hold for position trade, and my main thing is because it's a perfect flat pattern. If you're familiar with the Elliott Wave book, you would know that flats have a three-wave, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave for the C wave. I don't always count the 5 waves because I've seen many C waves where there's 3 perfect waves before going. I can show you many examples of that, but not today. So basically, you broke out of this 1 hour or for whatever hour. I just call it a 1 hour downtrend, corrected downtrend. So you broke out of here. Now what I'm looking for is pull back and then take the trade. It is kind of starting to look like this whole pattern is completed, and we won't get a we won't get a fourth. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave before going. It's starting to look like this whole thing is completed already, and we're starting to go. So my my initial target would be the 270. So actually not crazy where it's at, but what I've noticed in cryptos is that they'll run way past your 270, so I might not take profit there. But that's my normal targets if I'm trading relatively short term. Cardano, pretty similar. I'm still thinking this is going to have one more down. If not, then great. So I won't be mad about that if it just keeps going up. But it's looking like this is your first corrective wave down for the bigger trend. For the bigger correction according to the larger trend. So you have this trend going up. You have one down. Now it's looking like we're making another one for one more down minimum to break this low, and then from there maybe start to see a trend. But like I said, if it just keeps going up, I'm not going to get mad about it. That's when I love when I'm wrong. It's because I'm still able to make money when I'm wrong. So let's see if this is able to pull back. Keeps giving me flags. I don't know, I already moved this, but this is where I'm going to basically kind of watch for a sign of reversals after breaking this top. But hey, if it breaks this top and gives you a nice pullback like this and continues to go up to break this top, then I'm not really going to be mad. Like I said, it's going to be great for me. IOTA, this one is a little surprising, but that's what we always expect, the unexpected. So IOTA it came down to make a new low, but after that it came back up. It's still looking like it's going to want to come down. So I am not sure exactly what I want to do with this trade because I did enter it. And again, this is just my personal opinion and not investment advice at all. But if you check out the videos and it makes sense, then I definitely would recommend picking up maybe the Elliott wave principle and learning a little bit about wave theory. Ethereum Classic, I don't think we looked at this the other time. Let's check it out. What is it doing? It's making a perfect flat A, B, C. You see patterns happen on smaller, like 1, 2, 3, and then they'll happen bigger. So it's typically it's one pattern leading into, there's only one bigger pattern being made. The Ethereum Classic is fucking killer, and this is my whole thing in trading, and this is one thing that I can absolutely show in any chart. It doesn't have to be on any financial instrument, but it could be charts on homicides or charts about how many kids went to school today or whatever. So you're always going to have a move up and you're going to have a pullback. Once that pullback is completed, typically you're going to see another move up, pullback, another move up, pullback, another move up, bigger pullback, another move up. And this is the same thing here. So we're getting a little bit bigger of a pullback here. So if we go on the 1 hour, they can get very messy sometimes too. Like this is just jitty. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is 5 waves in there. I don't care. But all I know is that it's fitting that 1, 2, 3. I could care less about the internal waves. I care about the overall structure. So this looks like a 1, 2, 3, and I expect it to, if it makes a flag, the upside still looks good. Ripple. Ripple, I do want it to break this top so I can get out of the trade. The more I look into Ripple, the more I just don't really like it. Yeah, I think when I first started looking into it at the time, I thought it was excellent, but you know, what's going to stop the banks from making their own real-time settlement protocol? You know, why do they need the middleman of XRP? They don't even need the token to use on their protocol. But you'll see, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, and we're starting to go back up. I don't have enough data to know right now, but I do know is if this pulls back like that, it's perfect buy setup. Pulls back, perfect buy setup. Ripple against Ethereum. This is the one. So looking at the XRP USD chart, it looks like this is going to have more upside faster than the Ripple Ethereum. Move this up a little bit. But here's another perfect example. You have a move up, pullback, move up. This could be similar, and we'll get to another pattern. So like the Cardano pattern, this could be similar. This could be a 1, 2, 3, and then go down, making a either running or expanding flat. If it breaks the top, expanded flat. If it falls short of the top before coming down to break this low, you'd have a running flat. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong because then I'd be more money into my position that I'm in. And I do want to get out of Ripple and put it into a few different alts that I'm looking at. So let's see what Ripple does. Let me remove some of these. They're kind of irrelevant at this point. That's how I keep right now. Ripple's little cousin. So this could be similar. A lot of them are making this pattern where you have a strong move down and you're starting to get what looks like could be a corrective move to continue down. So move down. This looks like a 1, 2, possibly 3. Again, if it breaks this top and pulls back like that and keeps going up, oh well, that's good for you. But typically patterns like this will see another low before going back up. And this has been, you know, quite the trend. So, I mean, from moving up, I don't know how much, moving up 2,600%. I mean, let's draw a fib real quick. From the very beginning of the trend. I mean, would a 78.6, maybe even 88% correction from a 2,000% trend be all right? Yeah, I mean, it needs to correct itself. It needs to go down in order for it to go up. Sitecoin, this one worked out pretty good on the last video. You know, looking for some curving. Didn't really get any curving, at least on a lower time frame, but you'll start to get divergence, and eventually this will pop up. So again, this could be 1, 2, 3, and then go down. But we'll see when it comes to this top exactly what's going to happen. Side coin on the larger time frame. Same thing like with what is it? Stellar. That you have a, this one isn't as crazy, but 1,000% move up. Here, if you're getting, if we're corrected 78.6. So I mean, we're correcting these large moves rapidly, but that's time to get in. When if you're freaking out that the market's going down because you bought here or bought here, that's one of the rules. You never buy at an all-time high or close to an all-time high. Let it pull back, as they always do, and I'll show you. We've already looked at examples of all of them pulling back. Here, before I skip over sidecoin, another thing to look for when you're trading. So this one would be a rather difficult when you're looking at it because it could just keep spiking down, but you'll have you can draw your trend, breaks out of the trend, gives you a little flag here on a lower time frame, it goes up. Now this would be a little bit better of a buy setup here. You start to get the orders accumulating, and then eventually it's going to move away from the zone. I actually removed all my sidecoin positions. Kind of stupid for that because I got in pretty early. I think this one is really going to be good for long term. When it gets to this top, I will decide if I want to get back in or not. As of right now, I'm kind of staying out of it. I just would rather let it kind of do what it has to do first before I decide. Status. See, another one where it could be this 1, 2. I mean, they're all pretty similar. Maybe a 1, 2, 3 gets to this top. Watch it for possibly one more down. This is one that I'm still in, so I mean, like I said 100 times, if it comes up to the top and just decides to keep going up without going down again, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care to be right or wrong. I care to make money. That's what we're doing this for. It's funny, like when in the Forex community, everybody's like, "Oh, I want to be right. I gotta be right," and it's like, who cares about being right? I mean, just learn how to analyze anyway. If that's going to be give you an edge to be able to forecast. And my whole edge is that they'll have, and because I can't find anything that's close to this in terms of being, proof of what it does. So you have move up, pull back. You have move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up. I mean, there's no other strategy that I've tried, and I've tried them, quite a bit of them, that gives you an edge like this would. So hopefully stash just keeps going up, but it's starting to look like you're going to have at least one more down, break this low, so you have a 1, 2, 3 bigger wave structure before going back up. So we'll see. Hope I'm wrong. Civic, haven't looked at this one in a while. I bought Civic way down here because I thought this was an ending diagonal pattern, and I got out of it on the MACD spike, but this. It's very messy. It could be an ending diagonal. If you're familiar with Elliott wave, I don't care what it is, but it's starting to constrict and give divergence, so it seemed like a good trade at the time. It ended up being an okay one. We're pulled back pretty deeply now. Let's see what it does. One thing too that I will go back for these, maybe not this one. Hold on, see if I can find one. I mean, these can end up being wedges too, where they're like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like something like this, where you get a wedge and then it goes back expanding or converging wedge. So that's another possible option that can happen with these, but that's so far in the future to tell. We'll have to get more data to know about that. EOS, let's see what this did. Pulling back, very nice. So EOS again, it's looking like it could make maybe another more dip down. This is just looking flat relative to this. So, and then eventually I think this will be another big up trade. I got to do a little more research on NEO. I'm not, I'm sorry, not NEO. EOS. I'm not, I don't know. It's still an ICO, so it's kind of, tricky for that one. But, it definitely had some fucking pretty awesome moves. But you have move up, pull back, move up, pullback, move up, pullback. So that's like I said, that's the one thing that I look at is pretty much damn near a fact in the market that moves in waves. You have the impulse, you have the correction, and typically you're going to get another impulse. I haven't looked at these in a while. 10x, kind of took a shit. So I think 10x actually is going to be a good trade eventually. I got out of it. Took a loss on this one just because I thought we were going to get this. Thought this was going to be the start pullback. I thought we were going to break out again to go up to at least break this top, but we made another low, which is cool. So now for me to get back into 10x, I would prefer to see this come up a little more, giving me a nice, daily 8-hour, 4-hour correction before going back up. This would be perfect, and I wouldn't mind getting back into 10x Golem. This one didn't do what I thought, which is fine. Came down to make pretty, really pretty much it looks like it's going to come to create a new low. I'm just kind of going to stay out of Golem. I'm not exactly sure. I can't read, charts that I can't read into, I'm not typically going to trade, if it doesn't make any sense to me. Little ones like on shorter, it's okay, like a shorter time frame. There's going to be day trade setups, in these, but I just am not fond of day trading. I prefer swing in position, like here. And stuff like this. I mean, you have a move up, pull back, move up, pull back. I mean, these are good day trade setups. I would prefer not to take them. Same thing here, move up, 1, 2, 3, move up, move up, move up, move up. But it's just, some of these can be, if I don't have a pattern that I can clearly read into and have a very good understanding of what's going to happen, I'm going to stay out of it. Tron, finally. Tron has a lot of hype. I got to do a little bit more research into Tron. I did buy it though down there, and I'm still hobbling that son of a bitch because everyone else is. So why not bandwagon that shit? You're starting to get divergence though. So you made a nice low here, maybe, and then you have divergence here. Yeah. So I mean, you got divergence here. You're starting to get divergence here, even on lower. I mean here, lower low, even divergence. So you have two ways of divergence here. I think this one's going to continue to go up. Let's look at a lower time frame. Yeah, so pretty much same thing. It's making like a type of three-way pattern. So this could be a 1, 2, 3 contracting flat and it starts to go up, or this could be a 1, make a flat in the middle, come down for one more before going back up. Either of those, I think, we're gonna see the upside on Tron, and eventually, I don't see why we wouldn't break the top. And just for shits and gigs, yeah, I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't break the top. Verge started to break out. I think on the last video I was saying that Verge eventually is going to make us run up back to this trend, and it's starting to. Now what I'm going to want to see to regain more confidence in Verge that we are going up for a longer term would be, let me go to a higher time frame, would be this to come down, break out of this trend, give you a pullback, and then start to see a trend. And again, I don't see why we don't break this top. But again, there's always a chance that it gets more complex. I can show you many examples in Forex charts. But it gets more complex where this could only be one wave down and we make something complex. And then this would only be the second wave and then we come down again before going back up. So there's always a chance that that can happen. But I try not to forecast anything like that because you never know until it starts to do that. So right now, I'm just keeping it as a very simple forecast for the upside. Get through the rest of these. Elf, really like the project. They had some good news today too with forgot the gentleman's name, Michael something or other, going into being their advisor. So that's good. This is time frame broke out of this trend, starting to pull back. This could be taken as, let's see, draw a trend line. This could be taken as a flag here. So basically I'm watching for continuation to break out. I think you could also look at this as a 1, 2, 3 wave structure, basically an expanded flat before continuing back up. See, simple token, same thing. A lot of these are breaking out of their downtrends that they've been in for the last week. Same thing. So if you get pullback, looking to take trade up, pullback, be looking up. Because network. Let's see what this one does. Same thing. Pretty much all these alts are almost the same exact pattern. You have this, 1 hour downtrend that's corrective compared to the actual trend going up. Eventually, we'll see what happens. So right now, I'm looking for a pullback, pullback, pullback. So we go up. Quant stamp, pretty much same thing. So this one came down, broke the trend, reversed really quickly, made a little flag here, starting to go back up. Maybe pull back again, go up, go up. I don't see why we wouldn't break this top. A couple different ways I could look at this one. I'm just kind of not really sure right now, but it could, if this is an impulse down, there's always the chance that you could have a 1, 2, 3, and then this just continues down to break that low, but it's not looking like that. It's looking like this. Sort of looking like this is your first motive wave up, and then we're starting to correct, and we're going to have another motive wave up again. Then repeat the process. But you never know, part of trading. Lobby. Alright, pretty much, same thing from the other video. Moved down, it's messy B wave, came down, didn't break the low quite, so this would be an A, B, C running flat where you have the B wave breaking the A wave, C wave comes short of breaking the A wave. And then basically it's coming up. So you see a pullback, move up, pullback, move up. Another one, you have a trend going up. This could be an A, B, C expanded flat with the C wave having a little bit more of an expansion and start to go up. So same exact thing. If you see flag, probably go back up. Enigma, let me take this trend line out. Same thing. One thing that I would really advise against is taking this as a head, so a head and shoulders pattern, because those typically aren't going to work out, especially when you're in a very violent trend. And substratum, it's going up. You have these correcting them down. Again, don't mistake this for a head and shoulder. It's a lot of times those aren't going to work. Let's see. Move up, super crazy move down. Starting now, almost give you like a wedge style. Eventually, I think this is going to work. Don't really need to look at it. Let's check out Neo actually. Neo is killing it right now. Wish I would have bought this way back when. Oh well. Same thing, bro. Every chart, move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back. You'll notice though that the pullbacks typically happen in 3 or 5 days before going back up. I don't know why I have so many charts that I really want to look at. Ooh, and I do want to look at a few that I don't have on trading view. It's just called blue. Blue. I like this one. If it hasn't gone up yet. Yep. So, Ethereum Blue, I think this is actually really neat. I would suggest looking at the project. Relatively low total supply, but kind of starting to go up. So, let's look at, man, all these All these were on sick discounts. I should have saved some capital. Let's see. Yeah, so this is basically, let's actually look at it. So they all make very similar patterns. It doesn't matter what the chart is you're looking at. You'll have a move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, deeper pull back. But I could expect this to violently break out again. So it's still, to me, it's not a bad buy. The others. Once KuCoin is added to trading view, it'll be a little bit easier. But same thing, same move down, you start to get the spike. So now, if you have a pullback, a flag, that's a good idea to, as long as it aligns with your analysis, it's a good idea to take the trade. A couple others. This is a relatively new project. I think it's pretty cool what they're doing. There's a little bit today, but it just came out, so it's relatively messy. But we're taking this as, let's say it started from 0, you have to move up, 1, 2, 3, it would start to go into trend mode again. And I get a lot of this value is going to be perceived on what the company's doing, but hell, at the end of the day, you just need 5 people on your team, a little bit of marketing, and you can have a 50 billion market cap cryptocurrency company. It's probably a little more difficult than that, but you get what I'm saying. I think that's pretty much about it. Can't think of anything else. But I appreciate you for checking it out. Sorry for keeping you so long, but I just want you guys to see kind of how I look at the market and how that market moves in waves. You have to move up, pull back, move up. And the same thing on the way down. Move down, pull back, move up. All right, peace.